Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our TNA show for the week. Let's jump right into it. First we have Dixie Carter coming out, talking about the tournament, which brings out James Storm, who talks about a video that was shown in the beginning of the show of Robert Roode attacking him at a bar. James Storm threatens to press charges if their match isn't made into a Florida death match, which basically is your random, no-holds-barred fight. Anyway, we go into it. Our first match of the night is Magnus versus Samoa Joe. Magnus, somewhat surprisingly, picks up the win. I think the build for him to turn heel is working and slowly going, and you'll eventually see it. Looks like it's going that direction. I believe he's going to pair up against the winner of Roode and Storm, if I'm not mistaken. I think the other way is Angle versus Hardy. But anyway, I digress. No, he faces Angle, and then Hardy faces winner of Rhodes and Storm. But anyway, back to the show. We had Bad Influence come out, talk about they want to see what's going to happen with Joseph Park versus Abyss, the open challenge that Joseph made last week. Joseph Park comes out, Abyss does not. Bad Influence beat him up, pour a bucket of blood on him, carry style, nothing happens. Hopefully the end game in this is that we find out that Park is Abyss, and hopefully it happens rather soon, because the Joseph Park character has run its course, much like something we're going to talk about a little bit later. Next up we had Gail Kim in her open challenge versus Candice LeRae. Now, if you're not familiar with Candice, she works a lot in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on the West Coast indie scene. She's a tag team partner of Joey Ryan, and that's right, she is his partner. She wrestles both men and women. A very, very good talent. Had a little bit of offense in here. Gail obviously picks up the win, which leads us right into our question of the week from last week. Who would you like to see come in and be a surprise knockout for this? Now, the first is from our friend Lord Bogglesworth. As you mentioned, I think sooner or later Awesome Kong will return to challenge Gail Kim for the Knockouts title. Their previous feuds were among the best of TNA, let alone the Knockouts division. Then we have another answer from our friend Metal Ruler 45. I have to say, I believe Velez, as she has the wrestling ability and personality to be a star in TNA. Hell, just a few appearances, she was over with the fans, and you know how the Impact Zone fans very rarely cheer anybody. I think she'll be a great fit in a division that desperately needs a new star with Taryn on the sidelines. Two very good opinions. Mine's a little bit more out of the box. I know I've been saying Kong for a while. What about Beth Phoenix? How much of a coup would it be for them to get Beth Phoenix to come in and be the ultimate surprise on this? I think it absolutely would work. I mean, she's someone that has credibility, name value, and she's someone that the general wrestling fans know who she is, know what she's about, know that she's a real deal, and she's someone that would give Gail Kim a run for her money. Now, our question of the week for this week is, this was a themed Impact. It was the Turning Point Impact, which basically they've taken away the heavy majority of their pay-per-views and gone to about once a month naming an Impact show. Now, really, as you can see, there's nothing special about this to make it pay-per-view quality. So is it time for them to end the themed Impact? Should they do away with using their pay-per-view themes of the past for shows? Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, put it down where? Right down there in the comments. Now, getting back into the show, we're going to go right into the match of the night, in my opinion. We had Bobby Roode versus James Storm. I thought it was very good. Anytime you put these two together, it's going to be an awesome match. They seem to be continuing a blood feud that's been going on since the breakup of their Beer Money tag team. I think it's something you could always go back to, always be that animosity between the two, and eventually you can even bring them together at some point. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was by far the match of the night. Rude just being as sadistic as he could be. James Storm not staying down until Gunner comes out and throws in the towel, effectively making Bobby Roode the winner. James Storm and Gunner feign some animosity towards each other afterwards. So we'll see where that goes. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the fact that they made Rude look like a vicious killer trying to get to his point, get back to the world title that he thinks he deserves, and rightfully so, because I think a lot of people think he deserves it. Now, coming off of that, we have our man Ethan Carter III. He tells, I can't believe I can't remember their names. I think it's Dewey Barn and Kyle Furnham and Barn, something like that. He tells them that he's going to step up in competition this week, and he's going to bring a TNA legend out, and he doesn't disappoint. He brings out Shark Boy, one of the fan favorites in the history of TNA. I thought this was an awesome match. I thought it was a great way to use Shark Boy again. They've been doing it more and more with sporadic appearances with him. He's someone I enjoy. He's someone that brings viewers to the table. I mean, I think there's really a TNA fan base that would love to see Shark Boy be there permanently. And hopefully all these little sporadic pop-ins are going to lead to that. Of course, Ethan Carter picks up the win because that's who they're building up, which leads to the build-up for the next match, the main event of the night. It's Mr. Anderson and his career on the line versus Bully Ray and Aces and Eights on the line. Anderson wins. Bully Ray disbands Aces and Eights. Bully wins. Anderson has to leave TNA. Kind of predictable in my opinion that Anderson won. I am very, very, very happy that the Aces and Eights has finally run its course. Let the talented guy like Bully Ray get more to do on his own. I thought there were some parts of the Aces and Eights I really liked. I actually thought that Bully Ray's character before he was part of Aces and Eights, his heel character then, was a lot better than it has been as part of Aces and Eights. Mr. Anderson, I think he needed this to bring back credibility to his career. He was basically shown as a second fiddle in Aces and Eights, and I think it's time we realize, he's one of the main event guys they have there. There's a dearth of talent at the top, and putting guys like him up there, you got your guys like Rude and Storm, Bully Ray, Samoa Joe, Mr. Anderson, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy. I mean, you have the makings of a really serious main event roster there. And I think this is going towards building Anderson back into one of those guys that can get the ball and run with it. Hopefully, we don't see what the problem was. The problem I've had with the way they've booked Anderson is the rapid-fire face-heel turns. In other words, he turns face and within the same calendar year turns heel. Or even turns face again, all within 1 year. I really don't know what the number of times he's turned back and forth on TNA was. For a long while, I didn't know which direction he was because they turned him so much. Hopefully he stays as a face for a while, and we get to see him be at his best. Now, coming off of that, we're going to go in our rating system. Now, if you watched our show before, you know we have a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. 1's a Jesse Goddard, 2's a Garrett Bischoff, 3's a James Storm, 4's a Christopher Daniels, 5's a Bobby Roode. I'm going to give this show a 3, a James Storm. There was some stuff I really liked on the show. Roode and Storm, the reemergence of Shark Boy, the end of Aces and Eights. However, there's some stuff I didn't like. The Magnus vs. Joe I thought could have been a better match. The Bad Influence segment with Joseph Park, aka Abyss. I'm just tired of his character, and it's run its course and they're dragging it out so much that it just bothers me at this point. Some of just some little pet peeves in there, but all in all, an okay show, nothing great. The Anderson and Bully Ray match wasn't a great match. The outcome, I thought, was wonderful storyline wise, but the match itself wasn't nothing to write home about. But basically, that's all I have to say about that. My name is George, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.